You got your fidgets? You got your notepads? Which means we ain't gonna be talking right now, right? Sadness. Use those fingers. Cool. Alright. So guys, I love y'all and I want y'all to hear what tonight is. I got some questions for y'all real quick. Who here likes to talk? Raise your hand if you like to talk. And hands down. You can tell they like to talk because I said raise your hand, and they were like, it's me, I like to talk. So obvious talking right there. Put your hands down. Alright, raise your hand if you don't like to talk. Alright, hands down. And guys, I'm so proud of you, because I know even raising your hand is hard. I know y'all introverts over there. But I'm glad y'all are here. It's going to be a good day. Today, we are talking about talking. Now, everyone look to the person to your right and tell them we're talking about talking.
We're talking about talking.
Now, turn to your second choice and tell them we're talking about talking. Very nice, very nice. Yeah. Alright, so today, as you can guess, we're talking about talking. Because guys, we talk, even right now, still talking. So, as you can tell, we like to talk. We humans, we don't like to shut up. But now here's the thing. Most of the time, especially for those who talk a lot, most of the stuff we say is not worth talking about. I can tell you guys, I can go, if you ask me a question about Star Wars, I can talk all night, and it'd be pointless. Guys, okay, buddy, I love you, Danny. You gotta stop. Thank you. So, guys, we can talk all day long. Guys, I know y'all text all night. Guys, y'all might have that cup, you might have that dream boat that you love or whatever, and y'all texting all night, and y'all saying nothing. I got one of the notepads back, and I was looking through it, and it was either one crazy person or two people that was like, I love you. And the other person was like, I love you too. The other person was, I love you more. And the other person was, I love you most. And then they just kept going on for like a page. So again, either a crazy person or a couple. Or me and you. But most of the stuff we talk about ain't worth talking about. And that's just like, now, some people don't know how to stop talking. I believe y'all can look at some of them in this room. Some people don't know how to stop talking. And this is a story about someone like that. Guys, for y'all who know me, some of y'all are new, but for those who know me, y'all know that Pastor Evan likes to talk. I talk a lot, I know. But here's the thing. I talk a lot, but in college one time, I went on a date with a girl, and it was a basic date. It was not, and praise the Lord, because this woman was horrible. So here's the thing. I went on a date with this girl, basic stuff, and it's like, we had dinner, and ice cream, and a movie. Basic stuff. So that, with all that, probably takes about 5 hours in total. Out of the 5 hours, I probably said about 4 things. I probably said about 4 things in the entire 5 hours of being together. Because this girl would not stop talking. And guys, I said, I talk a lot. I know that about myself. So you know that if I think like they talk a lot, you know I'm right. You know, this girl talked the entire time of everything. She just would not stop talking and continually. And real nicely, at the end of after the movie, took her home and I was like, hey, can't wait to be friends with you. Goodbye. And that was the end of that. But we talk all the time. And here's the thing. Tonight we're talking about talking. And we're talking about talking. And we're talking about just like kind of sleeping over here. We're talking about the Bible talking about talking. Because in the Bible, it talks about talking so much. You'll see it all the time where it talks about our words, our speech, everything. I got just 4 verses tonight, 4 small verses, even though there's hundreds of verses that talk about talking. So just say, here we go. Right, this first one right here in Colossians, just look at me right here. This verse, Colossians 3:6, I believe, says this: let your conversations be always full of grace and seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. Guys, I like this. Like, you have a conversation, but guess what? A little spice. So, you have a conversation, but here's essentially what this verse is saying. Don't be boring. Add a little spice to your conversation. Don't be dull. Because here's the thing. When you talk with people, they're not going to care what you have to say if you don't add a little salt. So, next verse is this. It's Proverbs 26:20. Without wood, a fire goes out. Without gossip, a quarrel dies down. Girls. With a fire, when a fire doesn't have wood, it dies. Girl. Listen, eyes on me for this. Here we go. Without gossip, a quarrel dies. Meaning this: you got beef with someone, stop telling everybody. You got issues, they said this, stop talking crap. Y'all know exactly, guys, we are having issues tonight about people talking smack. Don't do it. Don't do it, you good. Girls, if y'all stop gossiping, tell this, life's going to be so much better. Alright, next thing is this. Psalms 141:3 says, set a guard over my mouth, Lord, keep watch over the door of my lips. So this verse right here is pretty simple. It says right here, because Zane, have you ever said anything that you didn't need to, like you didn't really think about it, you just spit it out? No, never? You've never spoken like that. Well, I've spoken like that all the time. Ain't that right, baby? So I speak without thinking all the time. And this essentially says, let God be the one thinking for you whenever you speak. Whenever you speak, don't just speak what comes to your head or without thinking. Speak what God has for you. All right. So that's good. That's our 4th verse. Is this. So this is the verse of tonight. This is what I want y'all to look. I want y'all to get. I want y'all to see this. Okay, Jaden, I want you to get this verse right here. It is Proverbs 18:21. Here's the verse. The tongue has the power. The tongue has the power of life and death. And those who love it will eat its fruit. All right, guys, here we go. Whenever it talks about tongue, it's not about your mouth. All right, so listen, go read that again. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Okay, that's a weird verse. We're going to get into it. Here's the reality. So here's what I want y'all to get. Still way too much talking going on for... I don't care. Stop. So here's the thing, guys. In your mouth, what you say has the power of life and death. What you say has has the power of life and death. You can either talk to someone and lift them up or destroy them. What you say matters. And it says this, it says, and those who love it will eat its fruit. What that means in different translations says this: those who can't shut up will pay the consequences. That's what it's saying. Because some of y'all like to talk so much. That was the loudest sound in the word, though. Guys, those who can't shut up will pay the consequences. That's what this verse is saying right here. Because it says right there, those who love it will eat its fruit. Those who love talking, those who just can't shut up, who just won't talk, will eat its fruit, will bear the consequences. I mean this, here we go. What your words say mean life or death. Okay, we're going to get into that. How many of y'all have ever heard the phrase of this? Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt. Now, this is a phrase that really was like, it was embodied by a generation, and they like taught this to their kids and their kids all stuff. And essentially, this is what that means. People can hurt me like physically, but whatever they say doesn't matter. But I can tell you from experience, I've never broken a bone from a stone or a stick. But people in my life have torn me down and destroyed me and hurt me by their words. Because this is the reality. All of us, guys, y'all know people in your life that you've said something or they've said something to you that's destroyed you. You know there's times whenever people say stuff, they're talking smack, gossip, whatever it is, you know people that have torn each other down. And some of y'all might actually believe that phrase, sticks and stones, don't break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Some of y'all believe that and don't actually, y'all listening to what Pastor Aaron's telling y'all that God says, your tongue has the power of life and death, and you're like, Pastor Aaron's dumb. That doesn't make sense. But here's the thing. Because I'm going to get real serious for a second. There are people that you know. There are people in this room who struggle with hurt because people have said stuff to them and torn them down. Here's an example, before I get into that. Here's an example. My brother, love my brother, his name is Silver. Everyone calls his original name is Saverio. Everyone calls him Silver. Everyone say Silver. Silver, love the guy now. He used to be a jerk. He used to be a real jerk. And here's the thing. Silver had a knack for this. He would go and tell, like, me and my siblings, quote-unquote honest things, but just, like, terrible. He'd, like, go to me and say, hey, Aaron, you're looking a little chubby. You got some neck fat going on right there. I'm just being honest. And then, and I'd be like, oh, and I'd be like, why would you say that? And then Sabbath, my little sister, who was a track runner, all this stuff and everything, Silver would go and say, hey, you know what? You're kind of actually not good. I'm way faster than you. You kind of suck. Just being honest. Why would you say exactly? He would say horrible things, but then like, just being honest. It's okay. I'm just being honest. As if that makes up for what you said. And so me and Sabda, actually, we started, anytime that Silver would say a mean thing, he'd be like, go like, hey, you look kind of chubby today or something like that. Me and Sabda would look to each other and say, JBH. Just being honest. But we'd say JBH, and Silver would be like, what does that mean? Then it said JBH, and Silver would be like, what does it mean? Like, JBH. And we just started annoying him that way. But here's the thing. Words actually have power to hurt. And if you don't believe me, there are people in this room, people at your school, people that you love that have been hurt by words. There are people right now, and I'm going to get very serious for a second, that struggle, that kind of, they think that it'd be better if they died. That it'd be better if they killed themselves than to continue. And the reason why they say that is because of what people have said about them. Because people have told them their entire life that they're worthless. People have told them their entire life that they're never going to amount to anything. They've told them, some by their parents, sometimes by their friends. They tell them that they're ugly. They tell them that no one cares about them. They tell them that you're worthless. And those people are struggling right now and going through a lot of hurt and pain because of words. Not because of, sometimes because of actions, but a lot of times because of the words people say. And I also think some people might be like, oh, well, that's just depression. That's just people out being moody. That's someone else's problem. Well, here's another reality. There are people right now who are feeling so horrible that people keep talking down to them, telling them that they're worth nothing, telling them that they're ugly, that we hate you, all that kind of stuff, getting on Facebook or getting on Instagram or Snapchat, just tearing people down. And there are people who are taking that and not saying, maybe I should kill myself. They're thinking that and saying, maybe I should take a gun to school and kill others. And I say this, and I know that's real. That might be triggering, and I'm sorry. But the reality is that is a fact. There are people, the last church I worked at, the school there, had a shooting. People died because people kept on tearing each other down with words. They never showed love with their words. They never brought life. They only spread death. The people that do that don't just wake up and be like, oh, I'm just going to be angry today. No. They're controlled and become just so focused on the words people say. And the reality is some of you in this room, me included at times, have only spoken death. You talk so much about her or him. You talk about how much they suck, or that they're ugly, or that they're fat, or that they're just dicks, or whatever it is. There's so many things. Yeah, y'all call all these horrible things. And there's worse. That's the bare minimum, guys. I've been in this church, walking around, and I've heard guys call girls horrible things. I've seen girls tear each other down and completely say that they're worthless and that no one even cared if they died. I've seen so many people ruin other people with the words that they say. And it's horrible. And it breaks people down. And the reality is so many of us don't care. We make excuses. Well, they said this or they did this, or it doesn't matter. We're going to respond and speak whatever. We make excuses. Now here's the reality, again, with this verse. It says this, it says two things. The power of your words, your tongue has the power of life and death. So many of us need to start practicing this. Some of y'all have really been feeling this. Y'all know the power of words and they have torn you down. And sometimes it's your other people's words, but sometimes it's your own words. Sometimes you'll look in the mirror and you'll call yourself horrible things. Or you'll say, believe these horrible things about yourself. So many times we believe words over truth. And that's what God wants to tell you. That's what God wants to bring to you. And that's what brings life. Because the reality is this, guys. Hey, guys. The reality is this. Y'all are loved. You are worth dying for. You are worth giving everything up for. You're not defined by people's words. You're defined by the God that loves you so much. Guys, I know we're talking about talking. It's already put Zane to sleep. But guys, we're talking about talking, and here's the reality. So many of you are either hurting or being the people that are hurting others. So here's what the two lessons I want y'all to get tonight. One, if you have been hurt, I know because I've been hurt. I've torn people down. I've been hurt by myself and by others. Don't define yourself by other people's words. Don't define yourself on what other people have said or think about you. But let yourself be defined by the words that God says about you. And God says that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. God says that you're loved. God says that you're never alone. God says to be strong and courageous and not to fear. God says not to care about what other people say, but trust in Him. That's what you're called to care about and listen to. And the second is this, because so many of y'all doing this, y'all need to stop talking down to everyone around you. You need to stop talking crap about the other people in this room. You need to stop going to school and all you do is gossip. You need to stop going on to Snapchat or Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is and only rip people down. Your tongue has the power of life and death. What are you going to do with it? Your tongue has the power of life and death. What are you going to do with it? Because here's truth is you are loved and cared for. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You were made intentionally. You were made with a purpose. You're not forgotten. These are the truths. These are the lives that we want y'all to hear and experience, because I know so many of y'all struggle with depression and lots of other stuff. Tomorrow, as y'all go back to school, y'all on the second day. And I know already some of y'all are dealing with drama at school, and it's only the first day. Here, if you want to figure out how to have a good day at school, speak life. Stop talking crap about people. Stop talking down to people. Stop talking down to your teachers. Speak life. Speak love. Speak God's truth. That's going to change your life. Now, here's the thing. I know some of y'all, it's kind of hard for y'all. Some of y'all don't, as we said, some of y'all don't like talking. So this is the thing. And I want y'all to just, guys, I know some of y'all are going to drop this before you even make it out of this room, but I pray you don't. Because this is truth right here. This is a small little part. This is a small action, guys. A small challenge to do. Don't leave this in your car. Don't leave this at home. Take this to school tomorrow and give this to someone. Girls, there's too much going on this entire service, I think. Then leave it. Okay. Take this to school tomorrow and give it to someone you know. Someone that wasn't at this service, but someone to lift them up. I got 4 different kinds of these. And I want everyone to take 2 of them to school tomorrow. And here's the thing, you can either do one of these 2 things. You can take one because you read it and you're like, I need to hear that. Keep it for yourself and take the other one and give it away. Or take both and give it to someone you know. Give it to someone that's been bullied. Give it to someone that you might have bullied. Give it to someone who needs to hear truth. Guys, I'm almost done. Here we go. Last little bit. Eyes on me, one. Don't fall asleep. Here's the last thing, guys. You are incredible. You are loved, and I'm so blessed by you. This is my passion. I love to come and hang out with you guys, talk with you, hang out, meet you. We like to feed you, all this different stuff, and you are incredible. You are worth fighting for. You are not in this alone. You are loved, and you have so much ahead of you. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this now. We're going to pray. And I really don't want y'all, Bella, I'm going to have this. He's still talking. So just don't, and then you're good. I'm going to pray. We're almost done with this. I'm going to pray for us. It's good. I'm going to pray for us, and this is what we're going to do. I want you to bow your heads and close your eyes right now. Go ahead. Don't get distracted. Don't be looking around. Don't be messing with your neighbor. Bow your heads, close your eyes. Here's what we're going to do. I want you to truly listen to the words I'm about to say. Some of you might have missed this entire sermon because you're talking, but I don't want you to miss this. Bow your heads, close your eyes. Listen to the words I'm going to say. No matter what happens, you are loved. You are never alone. No matter what's going on, No matter what you've done or what's been done to you, you have worth. No matter what's going on in your life, God will never leave you. Dear God, I thank you for the students. I thank you for all that you've done in their lives. God, I pray that today they hear you. Because I just said a bunch of words. But I don't care if they heard anything that I said, God. I want them to hear your truth. And I want them, God, I want this youth group, God, whenever they speak, whenever they live, whenever they go out into the world, I pray that the words that come out of my mouth don't bring death and hurt and destruction and depression or hurt and struggles and around their friends and their family. God, I pray that when they go out of this room, that everything that comes out of their mouth will be life, that they're going to be lifting people up, that they're going to be telling people that they're not alone, that they're going to be speaking up, even when it's hard, even when it's people that they don't like. God, help them not tear each other down, but lift each other up. Because, God, your words are good and they're true. And we need them. So we thank you. We thank you for the love that you've given us, and I pray that you work in these students' hearts and minds. Let them not just be okay with going through this life, but let them speak words that are going to change lives. And change lives for the better. You are so good, and you will never abandon these students, and you're here with them. We thank you, we praise you for your holy name. Amen. All right. Well, I love you guys. Y'all are fantastic. We're not done.